Hello, welcome back to our Adobe Photoshop skills build where we'll be doing content-aware fill and color correction on a wedding photo. So let us start. Let me find my screen. Yes. So here we have our damaged photo that have a bit of tears and rips. So what we want to do is to first start by finding our content-aware tool. So we have our rectangular marquee tool. We're trying to get the entirety of that white space in the corner out. So if you select it halfway, it'll just similarly the marching ends will only do it halfway. So you need to do the full thing and avoid the woman in the photo since she has no foreseeable problem. So content aware fill. So we want it to fill in. So we just you see in the preview image, it's completely covered up and you don't really notice it. So yes, we are done. Let us see whether it can be done for all. So this was a screen recording. In hindsight, all I needed to do is just press the background in the layers at the bottom right side. But at this point of time when I was filming it, I did not know what had went wrong. So here's just me floundering around. Yes, then I had gotten the idea to try to crop away most of the white sections so that the work is lesser. So you see by cropping it away, you see two of the white spaces are removed, so it lessens the workload. We need to balance it out, move it higher, but we want to keep the dress in the photo and leave some sort of space at the bottom, so it's just a small little space. And click enter. Yes, and that is our photo. We are back to the quick object selection tool. We are trying to kind of do the same thing as we did previously, but yeah, that we tried that and failed. So we will now move on to the healing brush tool. And yes, as you can see at the bottom right corner, I had not clicked the background, so I was not able to do anything at this point of time. So you will see that if you don't click the background with the image you're working on, Photoshop will just not allow you to work with anything at all. And this image will keep showing up until you realize your mistake. And here's a cut. I found out my mistake, so I'm now coloring over the blank spots. I'm trying to remove all those faint white lines that weren't there. If you can see my brush, then there's this little black cross. That's where the new color is coming from. So how you select which spot you want the color to come from is you just simply press Shift on your keyboard. That's the one that capitalizes your letters. And then just use your mouse and just paint over it, similar to the paintbrush, except you're using colors from the same image. So here, just carefully, slowly, in a very small brush size, you're just slowly covering it all up. You need to be more careful as you approach like the humans or when there are big color changes, but since it's a wall, there isn't much to change. See, now you need to click the background, and that's what helps. So we want to remove the white tears on the woman's dress, and there's this small white tear in between her body and her arm. So you want to take a nice black color, and okay, so the brush size wasn't small enough, so it kind of made an obvious dent that somebody has in fact tampered with it. So we are using the dress color to just kind of give her back that shape. And yes. So you need to be careful where the small little black cross ends up, because that's what's going to be copied over onto your brush. So always be mindful of where you control click on the space that you want to copy. We're gonna fix this woman's arm since I accidentally damaged it. Yes. So you can see where we did the content aware fill tool, the split can't be erased, so you just have to leave it be like that. There will always be a line there because I'm not quite sure, but that's how it is. So I'm just going to crop out the rest of it so that we can't see that white line. So move it closer to their heads, but we still need to leave a little bit of a gap so that's easier on the eyes. And I'm gonna adjust, we're gonna do black and white because you can see that the photo was quite yellowed. And maximum white looks good. But you can see at the corner it's still yellow, the place where the content aware tool was, it's still not quite what we want, but that's for later. So you can see here I'm trying to patch up this tear in, like, I think it's a big cloth or something. No, it's something. And here I tried to use the clone stamp to try to do a straight line parallel to the original line to try to fix it. But as you can see, it won't work quite well, and here's just me going back and forth trying to create that line before I found another method to do it. You can see it's very crude when you do it like that, and it's quite obvious that somebody has tampered with it, but you want it to look natural, you want it to look like there hasn't been any additions at all. So here I'm just going to erase my previous artificial line, and my new method was to just bridge the gap by making it a slightly curved line. So I ensure that the two colors are the same. The two colors are separated by a thin black line in the middle. So it's just a very small, insignificant detail, and if in the future if there were clients that wanted to touch up the photo such as this, I don't think that is the important part that they'll be noticing. The background isn't really what's important, because when you zoom out back again, if you didn't know that there was something there in the first place, you wouldn't notice it. So here I just cropped it out for good measure, and yeah, so auto color, so it gives it that sharp black and white crisp look of the original, restoring it back to its former glory. And everything looks quite good. There's the text, there's the dress, everybody looks good, there's no tears, and happy wishes to the couple.